Hello, party people.
Hey,
what is up, everybody?
Welcome once again to another episode of Worcester Council Theater 3000. We are in week 2 of a new council, and guess what? It fucking blows.
Yep.
A little different here tonight. Bill has a little bit of a presentation that he wants to share with us. Bill, do you want us to react during this? Do you want us to stay silent and respectful? How are we handling this?
Let's we can react to it. It's I gave the presentation officially earlier today, so it doesn't have to be studio perfect or anything. And I think it'd be fun to have people react to it and stuff. So what I'm going to present is what I presented to my entrepreneurial journalism creators program earlier today, and it is a PowerPoint presentation that I put together about Rewind video. I guess we can just start it now. I mean, it's going to take about 5 minutes, and then that'll bring us right about Star Spangled Banner time, I guess. So let me figure this out. Check this out. I got a new computer, new camera. I'm feeling spiffy, feeling great. I might have good audio and video for the first time in the 3 years of this program. And I think that's just growth, that's just growth, baby. So here, I'm going to add my PowerPoint to the stage. Look at that. Okay, perfect. All right. So this is Rewind Video Store. Saving local journalism, one movie at a time. The cinematic trailer. Live performance. Pretend I have a cool, deep movie trailer voice. In a time when local journalism is dying. And it isn't just dying. It's being killed. And the people killing it have names and addresses, but might actually be the most powerful people on earth. And perhaps related, what they're doing is completely legal. And the legality is a bipartisan consensus. And no one can do anything to stop it. And no one is coming to save us. What if we tried funding local journalism with a video store? Why not? What else is working? Who has a better idea? Sometimes, to see a path to the future, we must look to the past. What made the video store work is what everyone in local journalism is trying to figure out. Membership, community, practical value. So what is Rewind Video Store? Let's see.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Delicious things to eat.
The popcorn can't be beat.
That played weird, huh? It was like double audio.
Slightly.
A little bit.
Yeah, that's weird. Anyway, moving on. I guess I just can't do this presentation right. Rewind is a small storefront DVD rental shop, and it's fully functional as such. We've had thousands of movies donated, many of which are not on streaming. It's located at the busy corner of a dense neighborhood down the street from Worcester State University. There's an arcade on one side and a Greek grocery store on the other. Soon there'll be a coffee shop next door, which is very exciting. But it's also a front. Behind the store is a journalism nonprofit, the Worcester Community Media Foundation. We take grants and donations we get, and we pay people to write, report, and take pictures. We host open newsroom events, bringing the community into the pitching process. We hold workshops on local reporting and news literacy. For example, we're waiting to hear back from local arts council funding for a people's history of I-290, what the city sacrificed when it put a highway straight through the middle of its urban core in the 60s. This will be a group project. With the foundation, we plan to support such real, homegrown, local journalism. And we're doing it in a mid-sized working-class city, which is endlessly interesting. I couldn't help but make this slide super busy because there's just so much to say. I'm not going to get into all of it, but I shared this on social media the other day. You guys know I can nerd out about Worcester all day, but I'll spare you. And I spared my class earlier today. Worcester rocks. It's a scrappy reporter's dream. So how does this all work? It's a three-pronged approach. Worcester Sucks and I Love It publishes local journalism and directs motivated readers to participate in Rewind events. Rewind provides the physical space to recruit, train, and organize local journalists and hash out stories. It also generates funding for the Worcester Community Media Foundation via store memberships. The foundation pays people for their work, which is placed in local outlets, like Worcester Sucks or anywhere else. How do we get here? In 2020, I quit my job as a features reporter and columnist at Worcester Magazine, the city's one-time alt-weekly voice, and one of the many victims of venture capital's destruction of the industry. On the same day, I launched Worcester Sucks and I Love It, a newsletter which expands on the scrappy, irreverent, alt-weekly columnist work I'd done at Worcester Magazine. And it worked. I've hit an almost comfortable living without paywalling any content or offering any perks. I could keep doing this forever, and I plan to, but I don't want to stop there. It's time to build the alt weekly of the future with a storefront, a Substack, a Patreon page where members will be provided exclusive content like an events calendar, city guides, and brief news rundowns, a Twitch stream, which you're watching right now, a great core team, and a vision for what the alt weekly of the future looks like. Over the past 6 months, we have opened the store, staffing several days a week with core members and volunteers. We have launched the Patreon. We have put on a couple events, some good, some bad, but we're learning. We've raised grant funding, $8,000 from the Greater Worcester Community Foundation, and several thousand other dollars in private donations. And we've built up our Patreon membership. We are looking to get to 100 members is our goal right now. We're at about 30. At 100, the store is pretty much self-sustaining. So we've done a lot. There's a lot more we want to do. In a perfect world, the store is self-sustaining. At 200 members, we're paying staff for the time. And at 300, we're contributing steady money to the fund. The Worcester Community Media Foundation has a full newsroom. This will probably take years and a significant amount of grant funding, but a boy can dream. In the meantime, we fund aggressive and daring work through the foundation that people wouldn't otherwise have the time or resources to do. We pull new talent from unexpected places through our workshops and other events. We become the true voice of the community, and we build an institution that doesn't belly up in a couple of years, that actually sticks around. And we do this whole thing just purely for the goal of sticking around. We are not aiming for crazy growth. We're aiming for slow, steady, and sustainable growth. And we don't get there without you. So join the Rewind Video Club, and you can get yourself one of these real deal physical membership cards. You can check out DVDs and get access to all of our Patreon content at patreon.com/rewindvideo, or you could donate or sign up to be a volunteer. And then you can become a member of Pretend I Have a Deep Movie Trailer Voice, a ragtag group of true believers in a news-starved working-class city in Massachusetts who've thrown caution to the wind as they try to save local journalism one movie at a time. Thank you. That was my presentation, everybody. What did everyone think?
That was beautiful. And I don't have to pretend that you have a cool movie trailer guy voice because, baby, you got it.
Oh, wow. Thank you. That just means so much to me. That played weird. That video played really weird. I don't know what to make of that. That didn't happen.
Somebody's output is probably set to speakers instead of headphones. But don't matter. Maybe. It didn't sound so bad. You could hear it.
Well, on my end, it sounded really bad. It was like,
I guess we found the speakers.
No, look at these. I have headphones on.
No, there's a separate when you're playing the other thing. It could be your system could be set to speakers in the StreamYard could be said. It's too much to talk about on the stream. Who cares? It was a beautiful presentation, and I'm excited about it. It gets me all revved up to rent movies at Rewind Video to support local journalism.
Right. Yes, exactly what you got to do. That's what everyone has to do. I'll be there tomorrow for a little bit if you guys want to. If anybody wants to come through.
Look at this. We got all people. Even Molly Cronin, who said it played weird, would like a membership.
Yeah. Come by tomorrow. I print those membership cards out myself and laminate them myself. It's fun. I have a laminator now. And it's really cool. Also, if anybody has an idea of a better way to do that where I don't have to do that, that would be great. Drop a link in the chat if there is any service you know of that will just do that for me, because that is a pain in the dick, to be perfectly frank and honest with you. But it's a good problem because every card I print out is somebody who's helping make our local journalism dreams come true.
Hell yeah.
So I haven't talked to you guys about this at all, but I think it would be nice. One of the events that I want to do is open newsroom events where, people come down and you just workshop pitches. I let them know what I'm working on. We talk about the news, and we could do an in-person version of that, but maybe we could use this Twitch stream to do an online version of that. Maybe, once a month or something. I think that would be interesting. Basically just do the same thing twice. Do one
like the Shark Tank of news.
Yes.
And for that reason, I am out.
Literally, we could once we build up the freelance fund, we could literally do it like Shark Tank, where we just have editors be like, "I'll buy that pitch for $500."
I want it more like The Voice, where it's like you in really shitty office chairs, and they just creak around. I'll take that story.
I'd buy that for $1.
I'd buy that for $1.
That actually is a really great idea, though, Bill. Especially using the stream for it.
Yeah. I think it's gonna be. I think it'd be really nice.
Let's do it.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Right now, everyone start pitching.
Everyone, give me your pitches. Give me your pitches. I'll shoot them up, shoot them down. I'll embarrass you if they're bad. Stupid idiot.
Idiot.
So this council meeting today is going to be probably pretty awful. The big thing is the order on the RMV shelter that the cops took down in less than 24 hours last week, and the issue of trans people not being able to stay in the right part of that shelter. So that is going to be really fun. I think that everyone is going to have a great take on that. And we're going to hear a lot of really nuanced and sympathetic comments about the unhoused population in Worcester. I think that's definitely what we're looking at.
Do you think that? Yeah, I was curious about whether or not people were actually interested in going on the record with it.
You know what? I think people will go on the record just to ride for Eric, for the city manager.
Yeah, true. They'll try and thread the needle of not being offensive, quote unquote, even though they will be offensive.
Right,
Bill, has SMOC or the city made any statements regarding why they're not making space available for the trans community?
That wasn't in their statement.
I just don't know if anything's been said, even normally.
Not that I've come across, and I've been paying close attention. So. Yeah, that's right. The city manager did plug his Substack in his press release about depicting homeless people, which is just
all right. Next, he's going to start a video store. Great.
You couldn't write a more modern adapted Verhoeven bit than that. Really, that is just crazy.
No one in the gallery.
No Wolfpaw, unfortunately. Shouts out to everybody who's been sharing and watching that Wolfpaw clip that Travis pulled out. That has been really sweet.
Big
that
up
was
to
awesome.
Wolfpaw. We love them so much.
Here.
Yeah,
I think it's our
yeah.
job to collectively identify the comment of the week each week, and we'll just continue making those videos.
Right,
Here.
right.
Mayor Petty.
I'm serious.
Here.
I think that's
Yeah.
an honor we can bestow.
Bergman.
When I watched
Yes.
the meeting
Yes.
back the
Yes.
day after because I
Yes.
couldn't be there,
Councilmember
I laughed
Carlson.
so
Councilmember
fucking
Young.
hard when that came up.
Yes.
I had not.
Councilor
All I
Hayes.
heard from the
Yeah.
group chat was that there's a
Yes.
wolf paw thing
Councilor
coming,
Russell.
and I didn't really
Councilor
know
Toomey.
anything besides
Yes.
that. And
Mayor
it was
Petty.
just, oh my
Yes.
god, it landed.
Participation
Landed hard.
person may speak for no more than 2 minutes.
It was
Item
pretty
put on the
incredible.
agenda.
I'm turning it up because somebody
Mayor,
accused us of
we
having
got
an
a few
ego.
calling you, Zoma.
Oh yeah,
We're
the council audio was too low because we have huge egos, which is true.
True.
Actually, we do have somebody that
Travis,
All
can you
right,
turn me
one-
up?
will raise their hand at this point.
Turn you up?
So if you're ready, you
Yeah.
can go to the online.
Make sure I'm the loudest voice, please.
So the first
Deal.
caller
I
wanna be
is
one
David
louder
Weber.
than
I'm trying
everyone
to meet
else.
the resident now.
Oh, we got
Everybody
David
to
Webb.
11 and then build a 12.
Yes, hello. Can you
I'm
hear me?
actually glad no
We
one
can.
is
Please
there.
state
It
your name,
is.
city of residence, and the item
gross
you're calling
out.
on.
Yeah.
Sure. Yes, hello. This is David
I'm
Webb,
surprised there's this
City
many
of
counselors in
Worcester.
chamber.
I'm here tonight in support of agenda items 9G and 9C. First and foremost, I'd like to thank City Manager Eric Batista for expanding the number of beds available last week. And thank you, Councilor King, for this item. As every source other than The Guardian mentioned last week, trans people have been declined at the temporary winter shelter. To be clear, this is something the city management should and could have accounted for. According to the proposed guidelines for homelessness presented by Worcester in 2022, there was an increased number of trans and non-binary individuals who would require shelter space 2018 to 2020. This is something the agency running the shelter, SMOC, should systematically prepare for. South Middlesex Opportunity Council's mission statement is that they will improve equity, wellness, and quality of life for diverse individuals. It talks about building a community of support and inclusion and creating awareness to combat poverty. That's not what happened here. Thank you to Councilor O'Hara for not just putting his salary to great use, but for addressing the need
O'Hara.
for implementing de-escalation strategies. The city needs a better way to respond to the homeless than with armed forces telling them to scatter. Having a temporary winter shelter helps no one in 3 months, while there's more and more people who can't afford rent here by the month. I call on the city council and the city manager to not just ensure there are safe places for unhoused trans people, but to create more shelters in Worcester. They need housing, not handcuffs. Thank you.
Thank you. Next speaker.
Mr. Mayor, the last speaker is Abby Ritter. I'm going to try to meet the resident now.
Hello, can you hear
Did
me?
you say the last
You can
speaker?
please state your name, city of
Yes.
residence, and
Yeah.
item you're calling about.
Interesting. No
My
public
name is
comment
Abby
today.
Ritter. I am a resident of Worcester, and I'm calling about item 9G.
Hey, go ahead.
So
Everyone's
I'm
trying to get home
speaking in
from
support
damn
of
work
the
'cause they
order
didn't put
to
any
request
plows
the
out
city
tonight.
manager to work with the Commissioner of Health and Human Services to establish and or adhere to gender identity non-discrimination policies within shelters throughout Worcester. Non-discrimination policies like this one allow all people to receive services and supports that they need. A 2015 survey of over 1,100 transgender and gender diverse Massachusetts residents highlight the deep need for these protections. 24% of these respondents reported having experienced homelessness at some point in their lives, and 20% of respondents who experienced homelessness in the past year avoided staying in a shelter because they feared being mistreated as a transgender person. This data clearly represents the need for non-discrimination protection for this population. Similar expectations have already been present and successful within many shelters in the city of Boston. There are an abundance of resources available to guide the specific work as well, including from national organizations like the Transgender Law Center and local organizations like the Massachusetts Transgender Political Coalition. These are not uncharted waters, and simply put, non-discrimination protections are the right thing to do. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Mayor, that's the last speaker.
Okay. Seeing no hearings and orders, the motion is to open the hearing. Roll call.
Councilor Bergman?
Yes.
Councilor Calorio?
Yes.
Councilor Agia?
Yes.
Councilor King?
Yes.
Councilor Carlson?
Councilor
Councilor
King.
Nguyen?
Yes.
Councilor Ojeda?
Yes.
Councilor Pasillo?
Yes.
Councilor Russell?
Yes.
Councilor Toomey?
Yes.
And Mayor Petty.
Yes. Motion is, anybody opposed this item? See nobody opposed. Motion is to close the hearing and to adopt collectively. Roll call.
Councilor Bergman?
Yes.
Councilor Calorio?
Yes.
Councilor Agia?
Yes.
Councilor King?
Yes.
Councilor Carlson?
Yes.
Councilor Nguyen?
Yes.
Oh, also,
Councilor
did you guys see
Councilor
the
Yes.
Councilor Russell?
Yes.
the article
Councilor
about
Toomey?
how a guy in Rutland
Yes.
is camping in the town common
Yes.
to support homeless
Petitions,
veterans?
we're gonna take 8A to
Yes.
And he's going to stay there for a month.
Traffic and parking.
And
We're gonna
that
take
article
8I
comes
to
out a
8B,
week
we're gonna
after
refer that
people
to
camping
traffic
in
and
Worcester
parking also.
are got brutally
Representative
kicked out by the
Roll
cops.
Yeah.
It's just great. It's awesome.
Sorry,
Somebody on
Councilor
Twitter was
Toomey,
like,
am
I believe
using
that gentleman
public
pulled a
works.
permit.
I think it was a typo.
Was it
As if
typo?
like that's
8I
why he
was-
can do it.
work.
And actual unhoused people can't.
Councilor Bergman? Yes. Councilor Calorio?
Yes.
Councilor Haji?
Yes.
Councilor King?
You need
Yes.
you need a home
Councilor
address for a
Carlson?
permit.
Councilor Nguyen?
Yes.
Councilor Ojeda?
Yes.
Councilor Basillo?
Yes.
Councilor Russell?
Yes.
Councilor Toomey?
Yes.
And Mayor Petty.
Yes,
Mr. Chairman,
Yep.
could we clarify which one you sent to Public Works
I thought it was 8I.
and why is that?
8I through P.
Oh, 8I through P, all
Yeah.
of them. Okay.
Or but it's 8I is a traffic study. Traffic review. That'd be traffic and parking.
This I'm telling you, no one wants to talk
And the
tonight. This is gonna
residential
be
parking also.
this is gonna be a
Yeah.
40-minute meeting.
You're gonna stay on parking as long as they possibly can.
Yeah, someone's gonna hold the shelter
They
item.
appear to be all traffic.
They're gonna
Yeah, I agree.
Ojeda's item. They're gonna send that
My
to
apologies, and
committee,
send it to traffic.
and that's gonna be it.
So they have to reconsider, motion to reconsider, roll call.
Councilor Bergman?
Yes.
Councilor Calorio?
Yes.
Councilor Haji? Councilor King?
Yeah, I think you're right.
Councilor Carlson? Councilor Nguyen?
Yes.
Councilor Ojeda?
Is it one of us playing ping pong, or is it somebody in the council chambers?
Councilor
I
Toomey?
think it's
I think
somebody
it's-
at Bill's house
It's
shopping.
Bill's house.
Yes,
Yeah.
motion sent 8I to 8P through to traffic and parking.
That means
Mr.
Bill
Chairman,
has some dinner coming.
On the agenda, 8A,
Oh, yeah, I'll let Fred know.
H.
I see him
do
at
we
the
send
bus
those
stop
to
every
Public
now and
Works,
again.
or do we send those to traffic and parking? 'Cause
Sent
those
those-
are
Camber,
paid
I
by
also have your
Public Works.
T-shirt. I got to figure out a way to
Yeah,
get
I
that
think
to you,
that,
or
Mr.
to get
Chairman,
that
I
to
think
Brian at
that's
least.
where the confusion.
Oh, I
lies,
should have just
because we
grabbed
get
it from
that
you when we
back.
saw each other
Oh
yesterday.
my God, I saw you yesterday.
Okay, so we'll finish this roll
Well,
call.
Friday.
Yeah,
we haven't
I can
taken
come grab it from you
8I
too.
through P through traffic on a roll call.
Camber,
Councilor
you coming
Bergman?
to the show Friday
Councilor
night?
Calorio?
Yes.
Councilor Haji?
Yes.
Nice try, Travis.
Councilor Carlson? Councilor Nguyen?
Yes.
Councilor
They said
Ojeda?
they were going to come up and say hello
Councilor
at
Yes.
one of the
Councilor
events
Russell?
one night.
Yes.
Councilor
They,
Toomey?
they did.
Yes.
Mayor Petty.
Yes.
They did come say hello to me. That's even
8A
better.
to 8H.
Even better.
To reconsider, roll call.
Councilor Bergman?
Yes.
Councilor Calorio?
Yes.
Councilor Haji?
Yes.
Councilor King?
Yes.
Councilor Carlson? Councilor Nguyen?
Yes.
Councilor Ojeda?
Yes.
Councilor Basillo?
Yes.
Councilor Russell?
Yes.
Councilor Toomey?
Yes.
And Mayor Petty.
Lou Ojeda's order
Take
about
8A,
forfeiting
8H,
his council
traffic,
pay
traffic,
to get
public
people
works,
to
roll
hire someone to pick up
Councilor
trash
Bergman?
is
Councilor
pretty
Calorio?
funny.
Yes.
Councilor Haji?
That's big nice guy energy, you
Councilor
know.
Carlson?
Yeah,
Councilor
I
Nguyen?
liked
Councilor Ojeda?
Mike Benedetti's
Basillo?
Yes.
like take on it was like this won't work, but this
Toomey?
is a very cool
Yes.
way to
Mayor Petty.
like
Yeah.
do it.
Why does it-
Yeah,
Just to
right.
make an order about it is so awesome.
Report, well, the work has been done. The work that is to be done at the earnest.
Latest
later
comment.
time.
Yeah, I wouldn't like my 30 grand. Please just light it on fire.
The administration?
Oh, we got a good
Ooh, that was a
Georgeception on
good
that one.
Georgeception.
Councilor
Yeah,
Bergman?
that seems
Yes.
Councilor
purposeful.
Calorio?
Yes.
Councilor Haji?
Yes.
Hi,
Councilor King?
Georgia,
Yes.
sentient
Councilor
mustache.
Councilor Nguyen?
Yes.
Councilor
Welcome
Ojeda?
back.
He's about to take
Oh,
us
it's
on a
back?
ride.
Russell?
I don't know.
Toomey?
Yes.
Mayor
I
Petty.
think you're saying. I think it's saying that it's alive,
Chief
but
Financial Officer
just
by
in
the council
case.
to report concerning process that exists for paying the Community Preservation Act.
yes,
surcharge
that was
online,
yes, exactly.
As well as the
About
feasibility of
Cipro.
providing CPA
Oh, this is
surcharge
Jenny Pasillo's
for
first order right here.
for proper payment of both fees and for
It's a very
requesting,
boring one,
Chief
Jenny.
Financial Officer
You know why?
include in
She's a boring
report
loser.
information application process for exemptions relative to CPA council facility.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I've had a few residents reach out to me about the CPA
Boo.
surcharge, specifically it being separate from their property tax bill rather than a line item and not being able to pay online. So I do have a couple questions for the administration.
That is true.
I'll
It
put
does. It is
those
fucking annoying that it's separate.
through the chair. When can residents expect to see their CPA surcharge as a line item on their property tax bill? And when
Donna
will
Calorio
residents
is just fuming right now.
Mm-hmm.
Tough night for her. She has to talk about trans people and the CPA. That's crazy.
Through the chair to the council, we'd be happy to come back with a detailed report. But
Fun fact,
our
George
expectation
Sentient
is in the
Mustache's
next, if
account
not
was
2 or 3
created
quarters,
one day, or a year ago.
provide that. Currently,
Nope.
right now, we're
Yeah, a
going
year
through
ago from tomorrow.
Wow.
overhaul of the
Happy
information
anniversary.
management system, which
Happy
which
Stashiversary.
takes into consideration a lot of these elements. And so our hope is to have all of it fully integrated, to have the opportunity to provide in one single bill, one item, and also a payment online for the residents.
Thank you so much. And then there are some exemptions that residents can apply for, and I just want to make sure people are aware of this. The application process for CPA exemptions isn't super clear on the city's website.
Wait, am I supposed to be looking out for a
Chair, would it
CPA
be
bill?
possible to clearly outline
Yeah.
Yeah.
process on the
Yes. That's.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
We're gonna work
Yeah.
on that right
You have
away.
I
to
just
pay
found-
Something that you
your $40 the same time that you pay your other
Department of
taxes.
Technology to make sure that we
But my
provide
taxes,
more
I think
accessible-
that's what Jenny's talking about. My taxes come out of escrow. I didn't realize that I had to be looking for something.
Thank you so much.
Oh,
Yeah.
I get
Send
it.
that
I
to
get it.
manager. Roll call.
That's
Council
why.
Bergman?
That's
Yes.
doubly why it's
Council
annoying.
Gloria?
Is
Yes.
because
Council
it's not
Dier?
something that.
Council
It's not
King?
like the
Yes.
tax bill is going to
Council
remind you
Carlson?
to look for the CPA
Council
bill.
Naya?
Yes.
Council Ojeda?
Yes.
Because
Council Pasillo?
most of us just,
Russell? Council
most people
Toomey?
just ignore
Yes.
their property
Mayor
tax
Petty?
bill because they don't actively pay it.
Request city manager by council with a
I ignore
staffing
every bill
analysis
because
to
everything's either auto pay
determine
or
whether there's
in
need for
collections.
increased
No, I'm just
staff.
kidding. I'm up to
It's
now.
somebody else's name.
Yeah.
I love our system for physical mail. It's either like 99% of it is
Thank you, Mr.
complete
Chairman.
junk,
As
and then
we know,
1% of
the
it is of
supervisor
life-altering
went on
importance.
record requesting,
And a bunch of the
Great.
junk says how it's important, so you have to open it.
right. Yeah. So you gotta be real discerning about it.
That being said, we know that, and I'm going to ask Mr. Chair if we can take 9H as well at the same time. Is it possible? 9H?
It's two different things, though.
Well, I'm going to talk about.
We'll take it right
same
after that.
times.
Oh,
Okay.
same time? You want to talk at the
Yeah,
same time?
I'll-
Okay. Request the manager establish and expand the city's number of professional grant writers whom be housed in the budget office for request city manager evaluate the status and efficiency of the city's current grant writing procedures and process.
My,
Thank you, Mr.
my
Chair.
grant
The
got
reason I bring that up,
declined.
You know,
Fuckers.
trying to make Worcester green.
Live here on.
Increase
I just got my
efficiency,
notification. It didn't
and
serve as
related
much public
matters
benefit as
cost
other
money. We
projects.
talk about staffing analysis.
When did you get it today?
We've been talking about it for
Like
partners. We're
literally,
talking
you
about
could
it,
watch my face melt because it
for
happened
health
maybe
and human
20 minutes
services
ago.
related to our insurance.
I'm sorry, bud.
folks, who are
It is what it is, but I'm.
so there's
I'm
a lot of
Somebody clip that?
priorities.
it's there. I'll
Let me
clip
go
it
back and
myself.
find it, yeah.
We know that
I'll watch the sadness
If
in my
you
own
look
eyes.
back, you can see. If you slow it down, you can see the
Providence
moment
reached
his heart
out and
breaks.
they were able to bring in.
You know, I just Travis, if that means that I got mine, then thank you for your service.
I'd be happy to lose if it means the video
you know,
store gets.
I think it would be a bit.
I'll be right back.
Well, in our best
Go,
interest, to try
Travis
to
needs to go
figure out
cry.
that
No, I get
grant
it.
writing process, in addition to.
Oh,
we're
Eric,
looking at-
thanks for joining
we're
us
looking
from the
at,
bus.
I think for public
To or
facilities
from?
sustainability for the city, municipal facilities. I think we're looking at, was it 2025 or so for part of that. But
sorry,
we're looking at dates and benchmarks.
You guys want
that
to
are
hear a
very
crazy thing that
close.
happened that
and it's
happened to
gonna
me?
cost money.
In my, I
and
bank
that
at DCU,
resources.
and
I have two
in
questions for the
my like
administration. One,
accounts, my
has there
credit
been
card
any
just
discussion
disappeared.
with the,
Nice.
with that
Yeah,
particular
and I don't
department
really
that
know what to do
relative
about it
to
because
those
I,
benchmarks,
if it's just
staffing,
gone, then I don't want to
and
say
additional
anything
funding? The
because
second question I have
So
to
is
the
it-
administration
it's been a while since I worked.
the
It's kind of
the
pretty high balance on it. If it's just got deleted in a computer error, then I guess I'm fine with that.
my understanding, someone in the
Yeah,
post
keep that
office
to
would
yourself.
I guess I hope DCU is not watching this.
I'm not sure if that continues
But
to exist in
yeah,
the same
so
capacity that
I guess
we
we'll
once
find
had.
out in
So the second question I have is
a month when
what
my
is our grant writing
payments.
process
It
for
doesn't show up anywhere. I have like automatic, like again, I have automatic
you
bill
know,
pay,
Department of
and my Visa bill was getting automatically paid.
all
It
our
just
departments,
deleted
what is
that
process?
too.
Is it
Like
individualized, given all the
it's
things
just
that they
gone.
had to do.
I think I'm out of credit card debt.
Mr. Manager?
In much the same way that I became out of school, college debt by just ignoring it until it went away.
The department, in my conversations and one-on-ones with all department heads, we talk about needs, priorities, information that's coming from boards and commissions, information that we're getting to the counselors, to residents,
I actually like this item that Christian submitted a lot.
We're also thinking about future.
This is the
grant writing.
Guiding
yeah.
principles and some of the roadmap in terms of green.
Hire me. I'm
So
3 for 3.
we look at that roadmap, identify what
I like grant
Did you
writing.
get it?
funding.
No, I
Did you get
I don't know either way. I haven't gotten a notice.
So we strategize on that.
That's
They're
a good
saving the
sign.
best for last. Yeah.
Probably all the no's
not a
probably all went out at the
need
same
right now
time.
that we are discussing. We have discussed areas to.
What's annoying is I can't watch the public meeting because they have it the same meeting posted twice, and they don't have the actual meeting where they discussed my item. So I want to know. So I'm trying to like email the right way and not getting. So I'm gonna call them tomorrow. I'm gonna call City Hall.
And that's something that we evaluate, and then when it comes budget process, or the budget time, we then discuss.
What email address did that come from?
Things to staffing. With regards to the grant writer, we had one grant writer.
Masscultural at _ no reply at
That
smartsimple.com.
position, we've had turnover in that position, and in this FY24 budget cycle, we defunded that position. The position's still there. We just did not fund.
Whoa, they defunded the grant writers? That's crossing the thin
grant black red
thin black line.
That were very thoughtful. But
I can't believe they defunded the grant writers.
Relied on the departments, and many departments have taken on that responsibility. Have done a great job working collaboratively on trying to put grant process together. I know that this department.
It really is wild, though, when you dig into how many departments are significantly funded by outside grants and how much time is spent by city employees writing those grants. And
That's a position that we will be looking forward in.
They're not grant writers.
To determine whether we funded it.
It's not easy. The Greater Worcester Community Foundation in particular, I hope somebody from that organization is listening. That was worse than any college application I have ever done. That took me 2 days to do. It was insane.
And a lot of these are like federal grants. Like if you're getting like, money for substance abuse from SAMHSA, like you might as well be writing a novel. Like it's not.
Yeah.
Of course, a lot of it can be repeated year to year, but it's wild.
Collectively, and we put together a presentation, an application to the federal government that was roughly in the $20 to $25 million range of what we put forward. That required a certain match, and we were willing to roll up our sleeves and go to work. Unfortunately, we did not receive that funding, so we're looking at other avenues and ways that we can continue to increase the tree canopy in the city.
Thank you. And going back to budgetary matters, we know that there's some 9C cuts that are perhaps coming our way sooner or later. The governor has made some cuts. State revenues aren't what we would like them to be, Mr. Chairman. And that being said, I think that there's perhaps some monies that we could be tapping into better if we had this sort of staffing. So I would ask that consideration be made and perhaps expanded upon. And I just want to correct my prior statement. I think the 3 goals that we were looking at with the Green Worcester plan was by 2030, 100% renewable energy from municipal facilities, by 2035, 100% renewable electricity citywide, and by 2045, 100% renewable energy in all sections, including heating and transportation. The 2030 date is looming. Through the chair to the administrator, if you could just explain to the public what the potentiality and or processes related to any adjustment of benchmark dates would look like through the chair.
Mr. Manager.
Through the chair to the council, as any adjustments to those benchmarks is part of an evaluation process that happens with the Department of Sustainability and Resiliency and the advisory committee. They put a lot of work, a lot of emphasis and oversight on
George, no sign of Wolf Paw tonight, but nobody in the chamber at all. Nobody was in the gallery. Nobody made any in-person public comments.
Yeah. Fred, Nathan, and Adela Hazard are locked outside of the building, and they're just waiting to be let in.
Option, not an opt-in. Everybody is automatically enrolled, and we've been able. Right now, we're up to 65% of the energy that we residents receive is renewable energy. So we've
I missed this one.
Way,
That's great.
But I think we've made significant.
I love go away money. It's my favorite.
Thank you. And if you could just, well, no, we'll leave it to the report. I don't think I need to ask you this question, but I just wanted to point out that in 9H, part of this order is requesting that the manager evaluate the status and or efficacy of the city's current grant writing procedures and processes. I think perhaps we might be able to squeeze a little more juice out of the orange when we have those opportunities. I think as
it might be new glasses on Christian. We're also seeing the opposite angle of him.
And their impact on us municipally.
You know?
Yeah, that's exactly it. We're looking at the other side.
And bode well for the city of Worcester. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Send that to both items to the manager. Roll call.
Councilor Bergman?
Yes.
Councilor Caloria?
Yes.
Councilor Agia?
Yes.
Councilor King?
Yes.
Councilor Moore Carlson?
Yes.
Councilor Nguyen?
Yes.
Councilor Ojeda?
Yes.
Councilor Basillo?
Yes.
Councilor Russell?
Yes.
Councilor Toomey?
Kimber, what are you talking about? I am baby.
9D, request the manager provide council with a detailed report as the accounting of the lease that is ending for the restaurant located at Major Taylor Garage. Said report should include,
I don't think there are any babies to be had.
information relative to the feasibility.
I am baby. I'm so
lease
eepy.
on the premises, as well as the accounting of rents collected and due.
I
The
flew
report
up.
should also include the accounting of all personal
Shouty not
property
changing Brian's
purchased
diaper.
by the city and provides the current tenant as part of the rental. Council Russell.
Mr. Chairman, as it reads, I just would request that the administration gets a report back to us within the next couple of months so that we can send it to committee. Thank
Sure.
you.
Roll call.
Councilor Bergman?
Yes.
Councilor Caloria?
Yes.
Councilor Agia?
Yes.
Councilor King?
Yes.
Councilor Moore Carlson?
Yes.
Councilor Nguyen?
Yes.
Councilor Ojeda?
Yes.
Councilor Basillo?
Yes.
Councilor Russell?
Council
Toomey?
Priscilla. That was a good
Yes.
one.
And Mayor Snyder.
Yes. 9E, request manager use the funds that would otherwise have been appropriated to District 4 Councilor Louis Ojeda's annual salary for the purpose of beginning the process of establishing a community ambassador program. Each of the city's five districts. Further request the manager consider allocating additional funds. in the
All
fiscal
right,
year
time
2020
to
budget
figure out what this guy's voice sounds like.
for the community ambassador program to allow
It's
for
really
additional
exciting.
services to district residents, including but not limited to the trash pickup, community outreach.
What about him are we going to make fun of? New terrain, everyone.
Communication strategy. within the city's Councilor O'Donnell.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chairman. I just want to make it clear, as someone who is already employed by the city and per conflict of interest law, I cannot take two salaries. Therefore, I have chosen to forego the salary of the city council. That being said,
Good
I'm
good
asking
call,
the city manager
Vice
to
Principal.
funds to staff and develop an ambassador program.
Therefore, I'm foregoing my vice principal salary.
Of $120,000 a year.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's probably higher, right? We should.
wonder
look-
if-
It would have to be
Mr.
higher.
Chairman, just a quick question to the
I wonder if
administration
Ojeda is part of the
related to
Marine
this.
Bonanza Army,
What
or
is the
if he's
current
in the other camp.
process, or where are we at regarding community
I don't
That's
know.
a great
I have no
question.
idea.
We should. That's that's the next thing we need to figure out. Now we know what his voice sounds like. It's cool. Next, we need to find out how he feels about Maria Menenda, and if he also wants her to get a restraining order from South High.
Transformer Development Improvement District, as part of mass development, created. And Main South was the one that really kind of spearheaded that. and-
Oh, I got a
and
new library card
changed
this
a lot of
week.
the,
Look how cool the library
the
cards
work
are.
in the Main South area.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Order. Right
Damn.
now,
God
we have
damn.
an ambassador
That's
program
We got
cool.
Matt
The
Noah in
library
the chat tonight.
through the TBI.
Who does
district as well.
those? Who makes that?
So
Where
one of the things
what
that,
printer do they have? Let's
because
get
They
one
held
of
a
those for Bill.
contest.
Mhm.
Yeah, really.
South,
They
there
did?
was a request
They held a
from the
contest?
community. There was a
Yeah,
request
they held
from
a
some
design
individuals,
contest, and that was one of the winning
including
designs.
individuals worked in that space.
What?
There's
I
three.
want a new
There's
library
three you can
card.
choose
What the
from.
fuck?
So see, there's a way that we can continue to
Oh.
expand upon that.
I will
Yeah,
have to go
it's
down to
super
the
cool.
library and demand
some
my
of
new
our
card.
fellows took a hand on that ambassador program.
You can't stop
for
me.
about
They
a
got
year
rid
or
of
so.
fines.
There's some, limitations.
They're doing a
Fees.
booklet
in
program.
terms of sustainability.
I know.
I'm gonna go down there and be like, "Do you have any
That's something
copies
that
of
we
To Kill a
would,
Mockingbird? I
take
need to throw them in the trash right now."
our engagement and discussions
Just
with
kidding.
neighbors.
Can I see the new
Right
library
now,
cards?
there's two currently happening in the city. One is in the Main South through this block grant dollars extension, and then the current.
They
TBI
should have let me
program,
do one.
in Western Street.
And is there any tax levy money that's gone towards these positions?
Mr. Manager.
Through the chair to the council. No,
Wow.
not at this time.
And Mr. Chairman, I'm just wondering.
They lowballed
what
him.
is the
It sucks.
So
if you really cared about
I
the
could have gotten you a
community,
lot more, Louis. I could have gotten you a lot more.
We got a lot of cash. We got a
I
lot of cash here.
Charity
With
here.
the Twitch stream.
But I'm just
Every
curious
day
as
we
to
get
looking
on
at
here and we
budgets
do our little
and,
stream.
Mr.
Little
O'Hare
peek
comes up to
around.
me. He's got tears in his
how
eyes.
far are we from
I said, "Could I get you a lot more?"
I got you a lot more.
Mr. Manager?
Through the chair to the council, right now it depends on one salary of the individual.
And,
It is.
Yeah,
right
that's
now,
true.
for example, the downtown has a number of individuals and they're paid through the bid
Brendan and
district.
I got some info
district
recently about
that we
another
found
grant
earlier.
program
The ones in the neighborhood
and
across
their
the street,
level of what they consider low and a low income single individual for our area is anything under
but it all depends on the
$65,000 a year
salary and how many individuals
is
are
low
performing
income, and
the
that's
task as part of the ambassador
makes so
program.
much sense when you think about it,
The ambassador program really is
because
about
everything's
beautification,
awful and
cleaning,
expensive.
in support of the
But that used to
neighborhood,
seem like a
and
real
also
big
working
number
with,
to me.
business organizations,
Yeah.
things that they can improve, whether it's signage, whether it's
Not
you know,
anymore.
Low
I know they've
income.
done some great signage down in the Main South area.
I
saying,
love to be
you know,
low
I love
income.
Main South, etc. So things of that nature to try to spark
keeps us makes us
sense of
scrappier.
pride in the neighborhood, and that's
Keep your
the
city money. I'll
emphasis
do it
that
my
we're putting.
goddamn self.
We've looked at other neighborhoods and we've seen as a model in which we can expand that to other areas.
Keep your city money that I wanted so
But we would
bad
be
and
looking
desperately
at
needed.
potential partnerships with
Really
that I was counting on and already spent.
I haven't spent it, but
that I leveraged against.
In my mind.
Yeah,
I'll just take out another
definitely
credit card and hope it disappears.
Man, I gotta tell you, I really hope that credit card just stays gone.
in my governing capacity.
You know, if it does, let me know and I'll apply for the same one.
Is a district with.
You know what?
high
I think
needs.
it's a
We
bad
have needs
rap.
in all of our districts.
Counterfeit
this
money.
particular district with high need, and through the chair to administration.
Why don't we
I'm
just print our own
wondering,
money
Yeah,
and then pass it around, right?
True.
particular order.
Have you guys
that
ever?
Right, didn't you tell us the story? Yeah.
disperse
So
amongst five
actually, our Doug Girton yesterday was telling us a story about how he works on. He
those
paints
funds
like
going
historic
directly
homes.
to
He works in Back
the
Bay and
district
up on Beacon Hill a lot.
whose
And
counselors
one time he
donated
was
or,
like walking out to his car to grab
gifted
something,
or
and on the
transferring,
ground he
whatever the
saw
word is,
$100
those
bill,
funds
and he's like, "That's kind of
to the
normal
chair.
for this neighborhood, Beacon Hill." So he just said "yoink" and he threw it in his car just like quickly,
that's something we
so
have
that
to
he
take
could
in
run away
consideration.
without
One of the things
somebody
that's
saying, "Hey,
prohibited
that's my
or
$100 bill."
could be
And so he's like
is,
excited about it all day, and then he finally like later on he went back and he like
funds
looked,
are
he
provided
opened it up
to
and looked at it, and
tax
it was prop.
go
It said
through a
for film use
procurement
only. It was prop money
process,
from a
oftentimes
shoot that was going on
30 days,
in the neighborhood.
which means,
And I was
they
telling
have
him
to
that
bid process with community
I've seen a lot
partners
of
to
prop
provide,
money now
say, X amount
at
of
work, and
services, and we
some of it
provide that contract
is
to that
crazy.
vendor or
Like
agency. So we would just have to look
it's
at that
crazy. You
process to
actually
see
you can go
what
if you ever get a chance to go to Dan Diaz's shop, Westerman's
these dollars
prop shop.
will be readily available.
He's got a lot of fake money up there, and it's really cool. But there's a there's a movie, one of my favorite movies called To Live and Die in LA. Not a lot of people have seen it, but it was cool as hell. And it's Willem Dafoe plays a counterfeiter in the movie, and when they were making it, they had a consultant who was a counterfeiter, like, and they weren't really sure, like, it's not something you can like look at somebody's resume and say like, oh, this guy's really good at counterfeiting. So when they were making the movie, he just told them how to do it, and they're like, let's just do it. So they just counterfeited money, and a bunch of it got out because people on set just stole it and started using it, and it got out in the world, and they never heard anything back. They never got in trouble for it. Nothing ever said anything. So they were like, hey, I guess he was good at it.
Chairman.
So
Just want to say
it's
when,
really easy to do, apparently.
I was asked to sign on to this. I was eager to sign on to this because I think for those folks who have been on this council, people are well aware of when we talk about
Her glasses are a little
equity
crooked.
and we talk
like it.
always about inclusion. I think we've talked about Belmont Street. I think we've talked about Lincoln Street and the
What
need.
the hell does she even
and Councilor Rivera
mean
and myself
when she says things?
always spoke about how D2 and D4 were very similar. Again, the businesses as well as the neighborhoods in the Lincoln Street area and in the Belmont Street area. This is a new item, the way that this has been brought forward, and I really appreciate this order, because this is something that I believe with the ambassadors would be extremely, and the manager and myself have had conversations.
This is something I believe
you
would
know,
be
the
extremely.
Lincoln Street area and the businesses and the community over there. And when
With
we
six
talk about
sentence.
signage,
She's just like, I don't need to finish that sentence.
again,
Nope.
it's a broken record for me to talk about the signage for the Lincoln Street area, because again, there is no
It's a broken
signage
record for me to
even
talk about the signage of the
recognizing
Lincoln
that
Street area.
Lincoln Street exists. So again, I
It's
think
our
that
person.
this order is a great order, because Mr. Chairman, as you
ChatGPT
talked
could do
talked
Kenny's job
in your
very easily.
inaugural
It
address
probably is.
about the need
I think that
for
if you
the city
asked
for us to
ChatGPT to
become a
try to
more
talk like
city.
Candy,
I
it
think
would
that this
break
is all part
the
of
AI
us
because it's
getting
just
there.
so
Is this
difficult.
exactly what this will look like? Maybe not, but I think
I've
that,
transcribed, especially when
this
she threw
is
that
a
hissy
great
fit a couple
start
years ago,
for
getting
the
taken off economic
administration
development. I
to take a look
transcribed
at,
like to
because
the
we've
word, to the
seen
punctuation,
how
her
much
stuff, and
it
it's
works
just the
with
sentence structure
obviously
is
the bid,
insane.
but the bid
It's
has
avant-garde.
a significant amount of resources that they're paying in for the ambassadors there. If we could do that across the city, life would be good for us, right? But that's, that's not the case. And we do have, as the manager spoke about, we have partnerships, for example, in the Canal District, and all the work that the folks do down there from the Canal District Alliance. Well, the Belmont Street areas and the Lincoln Street areas don't have those same opportunities. So I think this is something that we really should be looking at. And maybe there are some folks that we could partner with if, we put our heads together. But I appreciate this order, and I was happy to sign on. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
This meeting is boring.
And,
Yeah.
appreciate that.
The next item I think
Travis,
is Mo Bergman has to speak. You don't
Just a
have
quick
to speak
question,
on
and
this.
probably more of a housekeeping matter. Shouldn't that also be 25 and 26 because half the salary is earned in the budget year 25, the other half the salary is earned in budget year 26, I think. So just friendly amendment that just would cover it. I'm just
We're talking about money that's not even one position here. Can you guys relax?
We have half a salary left this year.
Yeah,
For this fiscal
25.
year.
And
Or
then
20.
Why is everyone tripping over each other to forfeit their own salaries?
so it only be 25 then. Fiscal year 25. I just want to make sure.
Yeah, he wants the next year's budget. Right.
Give up your money, Mo.
For next year's budget. The other
Give us your money, Mo.
Mo Bergman is standing up basically to say, "Can I have it? Why would we put this in the general fund? Can't you just give it to me?" Which is what I would say.
Yeah.
If he's not
This is
using it,
very-
I'll take it.
Money, please.
It's a dramatic back and forth between Joe and Mo.
Yeah.
Reallocating it.
I'm gonna run a city council campaign
Send
based
that to the
entirely
manager.
on
Roll call.
recouping
As amended.
the $30,000,
Yeah.
and my slogan is just gonna be "Baby needs money."
Council
Would it work? Maybe.
Yes.
Council G.I.
Yes.
Council King.
Yes.
Council
Baby
Carlson.
needs money.
Council Nguyen.
Yes.
Council Hayda.
Yes.
Council Pasillo.
Yes.
Council Russell.
Yes.
Council
It's an odd
Tierney.
comparison, but
Yes.
Mayor Petty.
I think it's
Yes,
true.
best manager by council, three
There's also
quarters, how many
the Zamboni
times
just sitting in
voted
the
city,
city hall
2023,
garage.
organized with city
I know that they
council
use it,
district,
but it's still funny just to see a Zamboni just sitting there.
Love it. That's the asset forfeiture, Zamboni.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Yeah, I'm curious to know and learn more about the cars that are being towed during snowstorms. I'd like to know if there's a report that can be developed to show the number of cars towed by the district, and if there's any way we can help.
Yeah, they're full time though. That's
Right.
I think the big difference there.
And like they need to exist, whereas the Worcester City Council, like everything would get along just fine without them.
Council Calorio.
Yeah,
Yes.
they're probably actually holding a lot of things
Council
up.
King.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Council Carlson. Council Nguyen.
Yes.
Council Hayda.
Yes.
Council Pasillo.
Yes.
Actually, that could be, that's I think an
Yes.
interesting conversation to have
Yes.
G,
request manager work with the
my
to encourage and ensure
my
that
cousin is the director of planning for.
policy.
Can we hold this thought, Brian? I actually need to listen to this one.
City ordinance to ensure such a policy
Sorry.
is consistently realized.
I mean to be rude.
No, fuck you. It's whatever. I don't
Can we
care. I
take
don't even
these two
care.
together, Mr. Chairman? There's because I thought there was a second one. Oh, no, it's the only one. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I know
This
if
is the
city manager
homelessness
is looking into
transgender.
this, I want to begin by saying that I think the manager takes these matters serious. I think that we as a body takes these issues serious. It did come to my attention that there were some concerns regarding access to the shelter over at the RMV or DMV, whatever it's called. And want to just first state that, when it comes to gender identity and expression, that these are matters that we specifically want to include, be sure that we are inclusive. Folks who are transgendered should not be turned away from shelters if indeed that has occurred. The capacity should be there for folks. That should be our very minimal expectation as relates to
But it's not.
providing services. Also, I think private information needs to be respected in those sorts of facilities as it's confidential. To the chair, to the administration, I know that in our brief conversation, you had pointed to a couple of ordinances that we have here, maybe going back to 2014, regarding our expectations of a city, that folks that we do businesses with adopt and employ written gender identity policies and practices, and that if you're contacted, you will take steps to address such concerns. Through the chair to the administration, if you can kind of just give us an update on what you've looked into relative to that shelter and what work has been done to ensure our capacity is as inclusive as it can be.
Mr. Manager.
This is awesome.
Through the chair to the council, as part of this process, when this situation came forward, and I was made aware by SMOC and also the individuals in my office who received notification, we acted pretty quickly. We worked, we called SMOC right away. We asked what was going on, what happened, what is the situation. And then we came to our table, to my table, and discussed what are the things that we need to do to support the individuals who were protesting and the individuals who needed assistance. In regards to the situation regarding the individual that was transgender, there was a conversation that I had with SMOC and said, what is your current policy? Do you have a policy? Was this individual turned away? Were we able to make accommodation? Can we make accommodations? And then in speaking with the solicitor, we clearly understood that the city of Worcester has a gender identity policy within the city that's extremely important to ensure that all vendors and anybody doing business with the city and they're receiving funding through the city needs to adhere to that policy. It's part of the city's ordinances, and that's how, like you mentioned, it happened in 2014. The current agency, SMOC, also as part of their development and training of their staff, they include this policy efforts, not our current policy. They have their own set policy, and they make sure that all staff adhere to that. They're trained in that manner as part of their application to this to the state and to the city regarding the temporary certificate of occupancy. Clearly identifies an area focused on gender separation and the importance of doing so. But oftentimes, depending on the location,
He's not saying a damn thing.
The accommodation of the individual and how they identify themselves, they may not be able to provide all the accommodations, and they may not be able to have that capacity depending on.
If you want coherent thoughts, you're gonna have to subscribe to his Substack.
Don't talk to him till he's had his coffee on the internet.
Had a conversation.
Till he's held his coffee.
To increase that capacity.
Yeah, they don't drink the coffee.
We worked with our emergency communications to get the carts, bedding.
He hasn't said whether or not
try to provide as much
trans
services
people
as
are
we
allowed
can,
in there yet.
in a quick.
He kind of just said that they
manner
aren't.
so that we weren't allowing people to be able to be out in the elements. So again, we we take this very seriously. We've been working with community partners. We've been working
People
with
are out in the
community
elements
and others, and making sure that we provide as much
all the time.
support.
What are you
as
talking
possible.
about?
Thank you.
Thank
Jesus
you.
Christ.
And if you could just clarify, I'm not sure if you did, does this particular
Nobody's sure what you just said.
shelter have the capacity needed to ensure that folks who have concerns, who are transgendered, have a safe space to be in that facility through the chair?
Mr. Manager.
To the chair, to the council, they have the ability to accommodate. I think it's all case by case, depending on the situation and what the accommodations are, depending on the individual. If there's ADA accessibility and other elements related to the individual and how they identify. So again, it's all based on location.
What does
based
ADA
on
have to
need
do with it?
that they can be able to accommodate. They may not be able to accommodate 100%. Maybe 60%, maybe 40%, maybe 75%, depending on the facility and their staffing capabilities.
Good.
You know, I think it's safe to say that
That was a hilarious non-answer.
Be 100% of the time. If we have an individual who's eligible and ready to be provided the service of a shelter, they should have the ability to do that regardless of how they identify.
Yeah, the ADA thing was a
the
wild
general
thing to
policy
invoke
here,
in this question.
indicates that the
His
city of
brain
Worcester
was
shall
searching
deny
for
any
buzzwords.
person any opportunity for a service program or facility.
So what if there's
by
a
reason of
140
sex,
bed shelter
identity, or
shortfall?
expression.
How does that?
That's our policy, Mr. Chairman.
How does that factor into all of this?
The spirit of this was, again, not to question at all our collective concerns and priority of this matter, but it really is.
You're right,
about,
Maria. That was
you know, trying to
complete
figure out,
nonsense.
is there anything
Saying
that
less
we
than
can
nothing,
do
you know?
specifically to shelters? And that's what this order is asking for. If the answer is no, we have this is sufficient. If there's perhaps some statewide legislations, like to amend this to include this particular order to include that we reach out to our delegation to see if there's any legislation that perhaps could be filed. I know I worked with a couple of members of the delegation going back to my second term around trying to get legislation filed that would help young folks, the folks that I work with in my professional capacity, 25 and under or so, to have their own space in shelters. They have challenges when accessing shelter, not feeling safe. It's often an age gap there. And, you know, we know that the LGBTQ plus community has safety issues. We know that the LGBT plus community has high rates of homelessness, particularly with young folks, and would like this to be thoroughly ruled in or rule out. And also like to hear back from HHS on, or whomever the individuals are regarding to what degree we ensure that this gender identity policy is adhered to. Part of this includes that it indicates here that a report should be given to the city council every 6 months from the implementation for delayed collection and report regarding these sorts of matters. It refers to
The encampment at the RMV was
for a complaint to the
it's
Commission Against Discrimination or the City Human.
It was
Citizens'
complicated, and the basic demain was that they just wanted to be able to stay outside in
actions and out
tents
of,
they had.
Community actions
just
and out
wasn't
of
on the table. It's outside the Overton window here.
incidents where folks don't have the access we would like them to have, are opportunities for deliberate action, Mr. Chairman. And I'm asking for some deliberate action be taken so we can ensure that moving forward that folks that are contracting with the state or the city, getting state funding, and part of this I do believe is a state matter, that we explore all avenues that we can, Mr. Chairman. I'd also would ask for that as a separate order.
And I think
city
it gets to what you wrote, Bill, but like
administration,
that that idea.
6
It's
months, it indicates
some
here,
ways I think it's a
for
really
the
smart
council regarding
way
data
to
collection,
frame the protest itself,
and
because
particular
a lot of people see that, they're like, well, of course they can't just sleep outside in tents. That's like, you know, like most people would look at that and just be like, of course they need to move them out of there, blah, 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 whatever. But no one ever thinks to the second part, which is, okay, then what do you do? Like, where do they
Yeah,
go?
I
What do you
I
do
interviewed
for them?
right. I interviewed the trans woman in question here, and
Yes.
she told me that she just
Yes.
went off into the
Yes.
night. And she
Councilor
just
Carlson?
slept outside,
Councilor Nguyen?
right? Just in a less stable
Councilor Ojeda?
position.
Councilor Patillo?
Yes.
Councilor Russell?
Yeah. I mean, that's the key.
Maria.
Yes.
That's Maria. You're exactly right. Yeah.
Yes.
The mistake or the crime, not the mistake, the crime that they were prosecuted for by the police was that they could be seen from Chandler Street for people driving up to Worcester.
And that's the thing, because the citizens of this city don't want to see it, and the officials in the city don't want them seen so that they can do whatever they want to them.
So I was wondering if we could hold this one more week till we get the report.
Okay.
What
Okay.
is
just,
that?
in
What's
a
she
short
holding? Sorry.
description, Mission statement.
The
just
items till
that
there's a
most
report
of
back
us
from the
will know
administration.
what this group's about or understand.
Oh, Nitty Council? She's still holding Nitty Council? That's amazing. What is her deal?
Just to the chair, to the clerk, perhaps, what exactly are we holding here? I know it's information communication. I understand that. I don't have it in front of me. I don't think the actual wording of it. If you could just refresh my memory on what are we holding? Was it the ask that we assist them in providing mittens?
Through the chair to the council, basically it was Councilor Russell's original order. The manager brought the communication, and I think Councilor Caloria asked for an additional report of what the mission statement is of this group. So. Correct,
God,
Councilor
this is
Caloria? That's why you
awesome.
were waiting for the report to come back?
Correct.
And what's the communication that's being held?
Nico's almost laughing.
Communication from Dr. Steele in the packet tonight. And it just gives a general. Oh, is that, we held it last week. That's right. Never mind. Okay. Yeah, that's what I was getting confused on. So just one additional. So this was held.
And the hold does nothing. Like
to get additional
the mittens are being
Okay, and the
disseminated.
report
They have been since
that we're
last week.
talking about is going to come regardless if this is held or if it's filed, correct? There's a report on the way to the chair, to the administration. Is there a report on the way?
Yeah, but it's held. She's going to have a roll call on the held under privilege, correct?
But there's through the chair to the administration. Is there a report forthcoming as
God,
requested?
Donna Caloria
Has
is
nothing to
just
do with
never
her,
ceases
but
to amaze.
Was there an order last week?
Really dumb.
Yeah.
Really dumb.
The chair to the council said there was under suspension at the last
Like,
meeting.
what is she?
Councilor Caloria, it's one of
Does
the
she
first
think that
items
it's like a
called
new
A
city
on the
department
agenda.
or something?
The Council of Knitters.
Report concerning the goals and directives of the Worcester City Council.
Okay,
So
so
that
it sounds
was
like
the
we have a
manager
pending
last
order.
week.
All right, thank you. Motion to be filed 10A, Mr. Chairman. We have the report coming out based on that motion.
Okay.
As a reminder, we stand Nico.
Nico's barely concealed contempt for Donna Caloria.
I'm
Was
not
awesome.
going to vote to hold this again. This is a little bit too much as far as I'm concerned. This is an item where a group that was supplying or is supplying knitted items to folks that need them in the community. And I was just asking the administration to assist them with locations to drop them off. I'm not, I just don't see where the effort is of holding it or tying up the administration to try and come back with something that would be, and it's, as I asked the administration last week, this is not holding it up anyway. They've already, they're in the process of doing this.
They dropped off the mittens. What does Donna Caloria need?
Yeah,
What
really.
answers is she seeking? The Nitty Council dropped off the mittens already.
Or whatever. I just,
Is this what the opportunity that we're missing? That like we could bring the city to a complete standstill just by creating 3 like official sounding organizations, like
Probably.
get some phone numbers and email addresses, and just confuse the fuck out of everyone.
Okay, so we'll take a vote on the hold first. If that fails,
The Worcester Council Theater Alliance.
File.
I bet we can get worcestermodgov.com.
Clerk, please, the hold takes precedent. So, under privilege. So,
We're gonna vote to hold this. Oh my God, this is.
discussion, but
Mr. Chairman,
I can't believe we're having this discussion.
I don't want my vote
That's a clip.
I respect you said you don't know why having the discussion, but let me just say why I'm going to vote to hold it. This group is listed as a private organization on their Facebook page. They're being asked to use the senior center, which is a city-connected building, to distribute.
Holy
things.
shit, they really are
I agree with you.
causing
They have to.
drama
They're
with this.
making ends and hats, and it's cold out and they should be distributed. But if you're going to use city property, I need to know a little bit more about why they're a private organization. At least that's how they describe themselves. So I'm going to vote to hold it. That's my explanation. I'm glad they're doing what they're doing.
Does he think a private group means that they're a private organization?
If they want to use the senior center, I just want to be comfortable as to what the connection is. I would also say my recollection is they get Arts Council funding through this city. So
Holy
I know
shit.
they're a private organization on their Facebook page.
This is so
something needs
petty.
to be explained to make me feel comfortable.
We're talking about fucking
Do you know
mittens.
how many fucking private organizations get city funding?
Oh, this is
He's
awesome.
such a fucking bitch. God.
I was
damn,
like,
no.
God damn, what am I going to write about this week? This is
We had our local dentists come out and give out.
Every nonprofit is a fucking private organization.
Councilor Carlson years ago.
Hey, I don't think the city should be mentioning trick or treating anymore.
Why are we referencing Facebook like as a fucking...
All these private organizations handing out
Mo
candy to
Bergman
kids.
just told on Donna Calorio so bad. Donna was trying to like play it like close to the vest, and Mo is just like, "Yeah, I have a problem with all this."
Process or some sort of standard.
I don't know who these people are. Dude, literally just Google Worcester Nitty Council. There's like a Worcester Magazine article on it. It's very simple.
I don't know that we have. This is an informational. It's not holding.
This is so special.
Permission to access the senior center. The senior center will vet whoever comes in and gives ice cream or whatever the case might be. But we don't do this here.
Have we done Corey checks on all these knitters?
I heard
the most contentious item of the night is not the smock banning a trans woman from entering the homeless shelter. It is a group of knitters who are passing out mittens at the senior center.
Myself, but
This is like when Worcester, ran bread nut bombs out of the city for like feeding hungry people
No, we want bombs.
and hunger.
Simple little hole. So roll call.
Is this on the hold?
Yes.
Councilor Calorio?
Yes.
Councilor Agia?
No.
Councilor King?
No.
Councilor Maura Carlson? Councilor Nguyen?
No.
Councilor Ojeda?
Yes.
Councilor Pasillo?
Ojeda.
Councilor Russell?
No.
Councilor Toomey?
Yes.
And Mayor Petty?
Yes.
Why'd he vote yes?
We are on. That's it. So motion will be to adjourn.
We are on. That's it.
Oh, Councilor Russell, provide the adjournment.
Mr. Chairman, on
Why would you vote yes to that? What? So
Put
what?
it down
Who
on
voted
our
yes? It
agenda.
was
under
Mo.
business under suspension, 12F, the item that
Donna.
I put forward to go before the Public Works Committee.
Louis Petty.
I'll make sure that goes to Public Works about the street and snow
To me.
removal process.
It gets the 4 votes it needs to be held again, affecting the mittens. Not even a little bit. The mittens are passed out.
We've actually taken a vote on that, have we, or did we take it last week?
Through the chair to the council, so all the items from 12A through 12G were.
Oh, yeah,
on
Candy
suspension
too.
last
6
week.
votes.
So the vote was taken last week, but the public can testify tonight. That's why they're on the agenda.
But through you, Mr. Chairman, to the clerk, what was the vote taken?
Jenny voted no.
That's why my memory
Yeah.
was not that it was taken. If it was, great.
I'm really surprised
just
that
say
Petty
that
voted
the
yes. I think
request
he's just
standing
checked
committee on
out.
public works.
Do you think because it already passed? He didn't want
Yeah, you're right. Right.
Motion to adjourn. Councilor Bergman.
I apologize. I rarely do things under suspension. I don't think it's a leap for me to say I'd probably speak for a majority, if not all my other colleagues. Just asking that Commissioner Fink redouble the efforts for sanding and salting. I know a lot of us had some challenges coming here tonight on the side streets. I know it's a tricky storm. Start off as snow, transfer to sleet and ice over an extended period of time. But I've had a number of
Listen, Mo, you chose to live in a single-family neighborhood off of main thoroughfares. Some people make that choice, and then some people get into accidents on their way to council meetings.
You could have chosen to live in a rental neighborhood.
Could have lived right
and walked
across
across the
City
street. Yeah.
The guy that was plowing our street was clearly just some yokel that they hired, cigarette in hand, just barreling down the street. This truck he's driving rattles every noise it can
I do
make.
have some information regarding that. We've been plowing
Could have
since
done
about
a
11 o'clock this
search
morning.
for a city manager and then
turned it
held
over
them
from
accountable
sanding
to
and
their
salting
choices
to
that
plow.
they make on
We have
funding.
about 250 equipments right now plowing the streets. And as of probably about an hour ago, they were turning over into salting, and they were going to be salting throughout the night because we're expected to get lower temperatures in the city.
They actually, I was surprised. They
Bans
did
are
have
gonna
the big
be,
plows out.
Still ineffective. Our
Did they?
goal is to
It
hopefully
wasn't
get
until
more
5
information
p.m.,
tonight.
but they had them out.
We'll provide enough notification to the residents. If not, we'll be lifting that ban in the morning. But our goal is to, through the night, to be able to sand our streets, to be able to try to, not allow a lot of the freezing that's going to happen probably tonight.
Okay.
Thank you.
I think it's good they don't. It's good for my neighbors to see me
Delorio?
Yes.
take every
Councilor
turn
Yes.
sideways
King?
Yes.
Councilmember
in my cool
Carlson?
truck.
Councilor Nguyen?
Yes.
Councilor Hayda?
Yeah, it was really bad out today.
Councilor Russell?
Yes.
Councilor Toomey?
Yes.
And Mayor Petty?
Yes. Thank you.
All right, so that's 2 meetings down. Nothing actually happened of substance. There may have been important issues raised, but nothing has happened of substance. I guess Jenny's order was the only thing of substance in the 2 meetings so far, insofar as it's a real thing with an up or down solution.
Yeah, I would say the 2 highlights here are we watched Eric Batista just completely not answer a simple question about whether a trans person was barred from sleeping in the RMV homeless shelter. Just absolutely, completely nailed not answering that question.
Right.
He was asked twice even. Both times he nailed it. No answer. Which means no.
He dissembles with
Which
the
means-
best of them.
Right. If that means that's a confirmation that happened, basically. And then Mo Bergman told on him and Donna Colorio that they have a huge problem with the Nitty Council. And they need to know more about this organization before they support handing out mittens
At the senior
at the
center.
library or at the senior center. Right. I cannot wait to go back and transcribe that whole interaction because that's the most fun I've had watching the city council in a long time. That was really, really, that was some of the most petty politics I have ever seen. It was just absolutely cartoonish.
Yeah.
And it's going to be my lead story this week for a fact. For a fact, that's what I'm going with.
Hell yeah.
Because wow, that was amazing.
It was really special. It was a really special moment, I think. In especially because if you looked at both of their faces, they were mad about it.
Oh, they were wicked. They were so mad.
What
did he say? He needs to know more about these private organizations. Before he
who
can
are these
support
people? Yeah.
what they're doing at the senior center. It's like you have no authority over the senior center at all.
I heard that
Right?
it was a protectionist move, Bill, because they're all secretly worried that this is going to move in on Kate Toomey's bullshit coat and hat drive, and that the Nitty Council
Right.
And her Etsy page,
and her Etsy page.
Yeah. What is she gonna do?
Wow, we finally got to the bottom of it. This is you know what? This is some Chinatown shit right here. This is corruption at its deepest and most primitive. You know, it's just it's the root of all politics is trying to protect your Etsy page and getting your cronies to do it for you.
Wait, Ruth, that's the best point is that the Nitty Council has been at a lot of city council meetings. And like Mo Bergman sits right next to the gallery. He could have just talked to them one time and all of this would have been absolved. But he
but imagine his face when he learns that they've been there the whole time.
I want to see him go. I want to see him going around the city. Just anyone that's crocheting or knitting. He's like, "Are you on the council? Tell me where they meet.
Who leads the council?"
Wait until Mo Bergman figures out that most of us have gotten arts council funding.
Most, but not all.
right, yeah. Yeah, if he's going to start going after every organization that gets Arts Council funding as like they need an official city report written,
He's gonna become
it's gonna be a lot of
Joker-fied
busy
real
work.
soon.
It's going to be a lot of busy work.
He's gonna be real pissed when he finds out about Woot Nanny.
These guys, these Woot Nanny guys, they talk. They talk a lot of crap.
We talk tons of shit specifically about him, and we've used Worcester Arts Council money to do it. So, thanks, you rube.
Jess, that's also a good point. Donna Colorio is basically just asking the city manager to Google for her.
Yeah, no one has sent her an article yet, so she has no way of knowing what the information is.
It's utterly impossible.
Brendan, how'd you do tonight? You win any games?
Terrible. Been doing really, really bad. I'm distracted, not by this, just thinking and whatnot, and not on my A game.
It's also like prime 12-year-old hours for playing that game. So that's when the really, really good kids. And it's not your fault, Brendan. Like 12-year-olds just objectively have faster reflexes than us.
Yeah.
They have better thumbs. There's no question about it.
Plus, you've got porn on your mind, so
That's mostly what I'm thinking about.
Yeah.
It's disappointing.
It's written all over your face.
That's a good one, Brian.
It was both were great. No, don't apologize for good.
That was pretty good.
Oh,
That
my
was
goodness.
pretty good. I like that one.
Oh
man.
I mean, if they're gonna do hour-and-a-half meetings every week, then fine. This is the best city council I've ever seen.
Yeah. And honestly, if they can make up drama as funny as the Nitty Council drama every week, I'm glad. I'm glad for that. I think that we should encourage that.
Yeah, 100%. I think all their focus, their little time that they spend doing their job is spent on trying to track down more info and not being able to about the Worcester City Council.
Yeah.
It's exciting times, so I'm all for it. I'm into it. I'm happy that we get to enjoy our nights now. Isn't that really great, guys?
Like, the city council has just fully accepted that they're practically useless, and we're no longer having real meetings. We're just going to have.
This is what we've done to them. They're so scared of us that they stopped being a city council just to spite us.
Mo Bergman offered me a gift because I was like, I'm kind of busy. I got some other stuff going on this week. I'm kind of busy. Wasn't trying to do like a newsletter post that was like required a lot of reporting work. And wow, he just handed me what a gift. What a gift. What a gift. Thank you, Mo Bergman. If you're
what a
listening
nice
to this.
man.
Yeah.
Nice man.
Thank you so much.
So yeah, I mean, I think let's call it there for tonight, unless anybody has anything under suspension they want to bring up. Oh yeah, our sponsor.
Oh wait, that's under suspension. Under suspension, please, through the chair. I cannot wait until Walter Bird weighs in on the Worcester City Council drama because this is going to be on Talk of the Commonwealth tomorrow for sure. We know how these things work. Ben and Hank are doing a tight 15 minutes on who exactly are these knitters, and then Walter Bird will have some sort of spicy post about how we shouldn't be allowing private organizations to use our senior center.
City council members, I need you all to call in to Hank Stoltz tomorrow and tell them that they shouldn't be looking for you. Stop looking for us.
Stop looking for us. There's nothing to find. I am the cheese. Yeah, I think that's a great idea, Travis. Everyone should do it. When is the first school committee meeting? Is it? It's not Thursday?
Hold on.
And it should be. I believe it's streamed. I think it's streamed at least on the website. I don't think it would be on the Facebook, but
everyone. I just want to let you know that I bought a mechanical keyboard for my new computer because I know everyone loves the typing noises.
And I heard while you were doing your presentation, just smacking your space bar.
I think that it's everyone's favorite part of this program, and I just wanted to figure out a way to make it better for everyone.
We love it.
Certainly more dramatic.
Yeah, we love it.
School committee meeting on Thursday this week. Yeah.
Worcester Public Schools Facebook page. We'll look for it there. Yeah. Hey, listen, if you guys want to, we'll cover it for a small fee, I think. If anybody wants to just Venmo any of us, by all means, maybe we can set up an official way to do it. But in the meantime, I think you can Venmo Annie, you can Venmo me personally, or Bill, or Brendan, or Travis, whoever you want. It doesn't matter.
Cash works too.
Cash, come up to us in the street and give us cash, and if you give us enough, then we'll probably cover it, and we'll probably say some really fucked up shit. And
that's a real we're out of our element, Donnie, sort of thing to try to do. And I think that we should just do it to just see how out of depth we are, because the school committee and the city council actually does things and has authority.
Right. Terrifying.
Have they all completed their homework assignments? Like, can they actually have a open?
No, the January 20th is the next training, so Joe Petty can't appoint Maureen Banana chairman of both committees until then.
Wow. Dorks. So I don't know. We'll talk about that, and then we'll let you guys know what we decide. And or as always, follow WorcesterSucks.email. Worcester Sucks, and I love it. The greatest news source in the entire world. You got Sean's Bad Advice coming out every week. The worst advice in town. Make sure you sign up. Pay. Get a paid subscription.
Get a paid subscription.
Get a membership at Rewind Video.
Oh, we got to make one of those.
Oh, yeah, right.
Pay for t-shirts, wct3k.storenenvy.com. Great shirts. They're very comfortable. They look cool. They look nice. The Commenters Union shirt is my favorite one. I wear it all the time. Get yourself one. Follow us at WCT3000 to keep up with all of our exploits and see clips of people swearing at Donna Calorio, which is maybe going to become the focus of that account. This Friday night, we are back at Off the Rails for the Sort of Late Show with Shaun Connolly. We got incredible guests, as you can see there. We got Mike Shue from the radio. He's on the Pike now. He used to be on WAAF, and he rocks. He comes to all the cool stuff in Worcester, and he's a very nice guy. And he is going to smoke weed with Travis
again, but this time we're going to get dug in on it. That was like,
Yeah.
I was kind of, I was laughing how much Doug was starstruck by Mike Shue, or like,
well,
not
listen,
starstruck,
come to
but
the show,
eager.
and everyone can find out why Doug is so freaked out to be around Mike Shue. That's what we call in the business a tease. Everybody, you got to come to the show Friday night to find out why. But we're also doing at the Sort of Late Show on Friday night. We got a very special returning segment that we haven't done since 2017. A nice little spot with Donna Connolly, her restaurant review show that occasionally pops up on our show. We went to Wooden Bar with Sean's mom, Donna, and she reviewed it. And she was scared to go there because it's a different type of food than she normally eats. And it ruled. It was great.
I heard she learned how to use chopsticks.
How do you order?
It was great. She's the best. We love Donna so much. She's the coolest. And get ready for that video coming up on the show. So make sure you're there. Travis, what do you got for me?
No jerks. We're doing the next meetup next Wednesday, the 24th, 6 to 8, completely free. Come down to Birchtree, hang out. We got tons of people. I don't know. Just come chill. If it snows, we'll figure out a snow date.
There you go. You guys still got time. Head down to Ralph's tonight if it's safe. Go to the Woot Nanny open mic. Live Forever open mic. Now an award-winning mic.
Right, I was about to ask. You guys are
the best.
We won Boston Comedy Choice Awards 2024, the inaugural award for best open mic in. I don't know. They didn't give parameters, so I'm going to say the world.
Metro West.
Yeah,
in the universe, right?
In the universe, yeah.
I actually heard it was the sexiest open mic. I think you got the
that's
verbiage
hands
wrong.
down.
Yeah, and there's no question about that. That was never even. That
Oh
was never
God,
even a question.
don't do that. Dude. That's the worst.
The jump that Sean did off the stage over the tables. I thought that was going to end with him eating shit, but
you guys couldn't
so
see it
nimble.
either. The clip doesn't start in time, but he jumped onto stage as well. So
sick.
It was super fun. Follow Woot Nanny Comedy for that clip if you want to find it. It's very cool. We're stupid idiots. So thanks everyone for joining us for another week. We appreciate your support and your love, and we will see you next Tuesday. Goodbye.